Hey guys, Kate Freeman here today with another Lester story. And I wanted to tell you today a little bit about Lester and the way he designed things. Even though the story I'm telling you is from the 80s and even before, Lester was very ahead of his time with ecological designs and that kind of thing. He always tried to make his home designs and his gardening in tune with nature. For example, when we were building the retreat center in Arizona, which is now the Mago Retreat Center, MAGO, though they've changed some of the design. When Lester was designing that and making the plans, he worked with a student of Frank Lloyd Wright. And as you probably know, Frank Lloyd Wright, just checking to make sure you can hear me. The mute button is not on. Anyway, he worked with a student of Frank Lloyd Wright, and as you probably know, Frank Lloyd Wright really loved to design things very in tune with nature. And so the student, most of the casitas there were earth sheltered, which makes them very easy to heat, easy to cool. And of course, being in the high desert, this was important. They were designed with just a tiny little heater because even in the winter there, underground, you may know this, underground it's about 55 degrees. And the casitas were made with concrete mixed with earth. So they were very, very just in tune with the earth is the best way I can say it. They were cool all summer. You could close the windows during the day and they would stay cool because they were essentially underground, except there was this huge wall of windows in the front. You could see miles and miles and miles facing south. And each casita had a sheltered, like a sheltered lanai, with when the sun was certain angles, it shaded it, but it wasn't solid. It was strips, and there was a space between. And each casita had a fruit tree planted in front of it. So it was always fun to see what tree somebody had in front of their casita. So that gives you an idea. He always wanted all the landscaping to be flowers and shrubs and trees that could live in that climate very easily. We were going to plant, and he wanted us to plant fruit trees because he said so easily you could have so much fruit. And Lester loved fruit. He really did. He ate a lot of fruit. He said he was a fruitarian. But anyway, we were planting fruit trees, and there was a small stream that ran through. Wasn't even an all year-round stream. But he said we should plant the fruit trees there by the stream. There was a kind of a natural, in Arizona they call them tanks, and it's really where the water gathers when it rains. There's deeper water there. They put a dam in there, and Lester always said that was going to be our swimming pool. Well, it didn't end up being that way when the retreat center was sold before that was completed. But there is a swimming pool there today. And the part where we were going to have the swimming pool is an elevated It's an elevated place that water is, and then there's a little waterfall that comes from that. He would he would always choose plants and so forth that were native or would grow there easily. And he was always finding things that would create food for us. So we used to have parties where we would there was an orchard there on the property that the retreat center was built on, from farmers being there before, and also some people lived there who planted those trees. So we would go every once in a while and we would prune the trees and water the trees, and we spent a lot of weekends just taking care of the land and the plantings. It was quite wonderful. And of course we released as we were doing that. So those are some of the things about Lester and his eco designs. He built houses, I think I've said this, he always liked arched windows because he said the eye loves a curve. And maybe that's why he had a lot of girlfriends. Way before I knew him, though. Way before I knew him. And he really liked to do things so that we were right in tune with nature. Mother Nature was important. Yeah. And so I think that's it for today. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you on our Childhood Patterns course. Lots of love. Bye.